Guys, this is a video really, and loads of people have asked me, especially Strat 2206 I think his name is. He asked me on the best ways of going about gaining permission for wild camping and some bushcrafting and camping skills. And I think he's been in touch with a few farmers and they've really come back and said no, and unfortunately in the game that happens now. And there's a reason for that, guys. Is most people who own land or farm land or manage land via gamekeepers are scared that people's going to fall down, break a leg, and they're going to get sued. And you really need to endorse that. You know, if anything happens to me, if I break an ankle out here, then that's my own fault. I was out here. And really, you don't gain anything by suing anyone, because that's your permission lost then. So it's that name blame culture that we're into, which makes people a lot more wary, I think, these days on gaining permissions for lands. My best advice to you is to go and actually see the farmer or the landowner or the gamekeeper in person. And a great way of getting into a lot of woodland areas, if there's gamekeepers around, is offer to go beating and get to know him for a season. And once he knows you, normally when you say any chance of a bit of camping, a little bit of hammock camping or whatever, wild camping in the summer, and then I can give you a hand if I'm out here, he'll be delighted with it. He'll say, oh yes, yeah, go wherever you want, or go in that woods, or go down there. And that happens quite a lot. Farmers, they can be a little bit more, at first they may say no, and if they say no, then say, well look, thank you very much for your time. Here's my name and my number, and I always put on, if you put on your card, if you have a change of heart, pull a few little strings, guys, that always helps. Just for a little bit of camping, all I'm asking for is that, you know, a little bit of woods where I can go away from other people and just practice some of my wildlife skills, and just keep an eye on the nature and see what it's doing. And you tend to find farmers will come around a little bit more. What they don't like is if people go up and say, can I go camping in the woods? They've already got that backpack on their back as if it's going to be granted. He'll probably say no. Go there with a good positive attitude, you know, say, look, you know, I appreciate you obviously are very busy, thank you for seeing me. Is there any chance that I could, somewhere on your ground, have a little bit of camping? Obviously I practice leave no trace, so you won't even know I've been there. I will contact you, it's not a problem. Every time I'm going to go out, most landowners or farmers, that will be an essential tool anyway. You will have to contact them to let them know you are there. And there's only one reason, or there's a couple of reasons why they like that. One is they will, if anyone else asks, then they will say no, there is somebody already down there. Whether that's shooters going out, or whether that's people going out training their dogs, or whether that's people going out for walks, he'll say, stay away from there, there's somebody in there, just leave them alone. Which has always been great. It works well in the countryside, that does, so you don't go keep bumping into people all the time. Today, I know I'm the only person in this woods. Anyone else shouldn't be here. Well, actually, I'm the only person on 1,000 acres, me and Megan. We're the only people here. I know that because I'm it. So it's great for us. We've got the run of the place. Be sensible the way you go about it. If he initially says no, like I say, just say thank you very much for your time. There's my number, my name. I really appreciate it. If you have a change of heart, whether you would contact me, or if you need any help with anything, or any help you know, around the farm, if there's a few little bits I could do for you, if you need to, you know, if you want to get to know me first, I'm quite happy to come up and spend a day on the farm and do a bit of work for you. Normally that'll change their mind just like that. Normally they'll say, well, actually I quite like this guy, he seems alright, he's a nice lad, or he's a nice young lady, or whatever. If there's two of you, if it's you and your girlfriend, you and your girlfriend go and ask, and that can sometimes sway. A lot of people like that. A young couple or an older couple want to go camping together, they knock on the door and say, look, we're just looking for somewhere, a quiet corner to go and set the camp up, or a little tent up. leave no trace. Practice some bushcraft skills. Most farmers, guys, don't know what bushcraft skills are, so just say, I want to practice some of my woodland skills or my outdoor living skills. Then they'll have a little bit of a better understanding on outdoor living skills, and that will help you, because then they'll say, there's two of them, they're a young couple, they're getting into the countryside and they want to promote that. That's always great. You'll tend to find he'll say, you can go over there. If you get that response, it's great, you can go over there. It doesn't mean you can go over there, it doesn't mean you can go over there, it means you can go over there. And as long as you stick to that, eventually he'll get to like you. It always happens, guys, and then all of a sudden he'll say, you'll get the call, he'll say, oh, go wherever you want. And that's always good then, because you've now gained the whole farm to go on, or the whole piece of land that he may have had for you. During the conversation, you know, you want to mention, I wouldn't mention it, but you know, he's thinking it, you know, what happens if one of them gets hurt, you know. As you get to know the guy, he'll obviously know that you mean him no harm in the suing culture and all that business, and that's a huge problem which the world has created, I'm afraid. Stealth camping, if that farmer says no to you and then you choose to go there stealth camping, you get away with it 5 times. Eventually it's like walking into somebody's back garden. He will know you are there, and you are then completely blown any chances you had of ever going camping there. And I'm sure if he caught you a second time, the police would be called then to take you off the land, and that's not good for you. If he says no at one point, you go to the neighbouring farmer, you get a slightly better response from him, he says yes. Bearing in mind, most farmers, neighbouring farmers, they all talk, guys. It's like the bushcraft in the YouTube community, and there's nobody on the YouTube community who's into bushcraft, survival and all that who I don't like. I like all of them. And I will say that he will then say yes. He then speaks to the farmer that originally said no, which was your bit of permission that you really wanted. All of a sudden you bump into him when you're going to your other camp, and he'll say, you can camp in my woods if it's any better for you. And then all of a sudden you've now got 2 farmers, and then you get to 3, and it goes on like that, because once they're all talking, they say he's a nice lad actually, he comes out during the summer, he does a little bit of work, planting a few potatoes or whatever, he's a good lad. All of a sudden you've got a lot of ground. So I've got to say, keep your heads up, be sensible the way you approach people. Don't go there dressed in camel gear with a great big Bowie knife hanging off you. They don't like that. Go there looking half tidy, quite smart, pair of trousers, you know, a Cragop shirt or a shirt of some kind. Look half tidy and explain to the guy what you want to do. You're very lucky if you've got a farmer that's really into the countryside. He will then, I'm sure, say, well actually, like I said, you can go camping over there in that woods, stick to it, open a gate, shut it again. Yeah, if there's someone in your way, there's barbed wire getting into the woods, don't go cutting it. Big mistake. That would finish your permission off. Find a way to get around it. Most of the woods now are barbed wire to stop cattle, sheep and all types getting in there. Just be warned that eventually he may say, wrap a couple bags around it, it'll be easier to get in. Or if you want to make some effort, you know, he may say to you, actually you could put a stile in there to get in the woods a lot easier. And just respect what they've got to say to you, and respect what their conditions are, because bearing in mind it's them giving you the permission and not you having that permission. So guys, hopefully that'll help you out. Hopefully Strat, that'll help you out. I will say, mate, keep your head up, keep going to the farmers, and if they say no, revisit them again in 6 months and just refresh them. You know, go back there and say, you know, I really am desperate. It's 6 months down the line, I've still not got nowhere to go camping. I'm really struggling. You know, he may then have a change of heart and say, all right, fine, you can go there and don't go anywhere else. That's good enough. once you get in, you're in. And sometimes the getting in can be the easy bit. The getting out is the quick bit, where you make a fatal mistake, cut a fence, leave a gate open, and all his cattle gets out. They really don't like that. If he knows you really well, he'd probably even forgive you for letting his cattle out. It can happen. So guys, with that in mind, that's my advice to you on gaining permission for camping, wild camping, hammock camping, and even to shooters who want to go out shooting their air guns. Don't just go out there and do it. And stealth camping is great, but stealth camping could land you up in a lot of trouble. So guys, with that in mind, we'll see you on the next one.